I did not know that story.
Yeah.
I said, that's incredibly moving. And we were looking at somebody who who could have been absent, let's put it, in a nice way, and to have your face here is
yeah,
great.
sorry not to interrupt. In 1988,
Oh, yeah. Sure.
1988 and 1989 in the Northern California Bay Area, which is where the biggest Planned Parenthood affiliate is located, and which is also where the biggest and oldest supplier of aborted baby parts is located. And they started up the same year that I was born in 1989.
Wow.
So it is a little too close to comfort.
Well, David, we are happy that you exist, and we're really thankful that your mom chose life. And so you were raised in California, right? And went to the public schools?
I did, yeah. So I was raised in Northern California, Sacramento area. I am a product also of the California public school system, which for all of its secular progressive faults, there was also a really big emphasis on human rights and on learning about historical injustices towards people that have been committed, great atrocities of the past like slavery and the Holocaust, and also the brave people who stood up and swam against the current to fight against them. And I always from that, I think I always took away really early on that that I think all of us on some level know that if we lived back then at a time like that, we would have wanted to be one of the people who stood up and stood against the common grain of the culture and even shouted it from the rooftops, this is wrong, this needs to stop, you can't treat people this way. And I always knew that, if something like that happened today, I would want to be one of those people as well. And so I remember, I think it was back in middle school, I was probably 13 or 14 years old, and I got into an argument with some friends at school about abortion, and I didn't really convince them very well, and I didn't really, my family was pretty kind of culturally Catholic. We went to Mass some Sundays, not other Sundays, so there was really, just not a whole lot of, my mind just wasn't very formed. I had a real clear kind of moral sense, but my mind just wasn't really formed about anything. And so, I didn't really convince them, and that was pretty frustrating to me because I really thought that there was more to it than they were admitting. So I went home that day, and I remember going on Google and typing in abortion to start to do some research, and there were two facts that popped out at me that kind of launched me forward into the path that I am today. And the first was that I saw a picture of what abortion actually does to an unborn baby. And that made it really clear for me that it's not just rhetoric. When we say that abortion kills a baby, it's not just some kind of wild justification to say that this is a human rights atrocity, but it's the literal truth, and it's right there before your own eyes, and you would have to, pluck out your own eyes and deny your own sense data in order to argue with that.